And now at 5, we are learning more about the victim of a deadly shooting over the weekend.
What court documents are now revealing about her relationship with the alleged killer.
It felt like spring yesterday. We're back to cold and snowy. I'll have your forecast.
Water worries as many residents question the future of the Leafs District's water situation. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Well, tonight at 5, our temperature tumble continues. Feels like the single digits outside, and that's, of course, a big change from the weekend. And unfortunately, it's going to stay cold to start our week. Oof. Thanks for joining us tonight on this bitter cold Monday. I'm Jenny Runovich.
And I'm Jenna Webster. Ann and Felicia have tonight off. Angela, I just want to go back 48 hours, 36 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had 60s, close to
beautiful.
70 yesterday. Yeah. Yes, and the map of the day is that 24-hour temperature change. Yeah. It's felt like the single digits most of the day, at times feeling like below zero. So if you take those below zero feels like numbers from the 67 yesterday, the feels like numbers are down some 70 degrees, but actual air temperatures are down 42 from this time yesterday in Indianapolis. It's 45 degrees colder in Bloomington and Bedford, and 42 colder in Peru and Kokomo. You will need the winter gear if you're out tonight. Temperatures in the teens and 20s. We have clouds, we have snow showers. 21 Bainbridge, 21 Indianapolis, 21 in Crawfordsville as well. The good news, the snow is not heavy. Just don't be surprised if you're out and about and you see a quick coating on the grassy areas, some pavement as well, but we're not expecting significant accumulations. Temperatures will be in the teens and 20s over the next several hours. Grab the heavy coat tomorrow. 15 at 7 a.m., a midday temperature of 23, highs tomorrow afternoon in the upper 20s.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. The National Weather Service tonight is confirming an EF1 tornado moved through Greene County, bringing winds of up to 100 miles an hour. So check out some of the damage in the Linton area. INDOT sharing this photo on State Road 59. You can see the front of that second-story building, the Sportsman Pub, collapsed into the road, covering it in fallen bricks. Strong winds also causing some damage up in the northeastern part of the state. What you see here is in Fort Wayne. You can see downed power lines, fallen trees and branches, all scattered across people's yards.
Yeah, those winds really packed a punch. Those freezing cold temperatures can absolutely be dangerous. It's why the Indianapolis Office of Public Health and Safety is opening its men's overnight shelter at West Morris Church starting tonight at 6 o'clock. The city has 2 other shelters that are open on North Tibbs and the Assessment and Intervention Center. You can track these cold temperatures with us with the Live Doppler 13 weather app on your phone. You can access those real-time temperatures and our updated weather blog. It's a free download in the App Store.
Other news now in developing tonight. We are learning more about the woman who was shot and killed on Indy's southeast side.
This happened Sunday afternoon at a home near Stop 11 and Shelbyville Roads. Our Ashton Hackman explains why court records show the woman may have been trying to leave an abusive marriage.
Police lights drown out the Christmas lights hanging from this home on Meadow Bend Lane. Officers filled the street Sunday afternoon. In the driveway, they found 44-year-old Jerry May Maines shot. She died at the hospital.
This is a tragic incident, and this family is going to be impacted for the rest of their lives.
Court documents say 3 children inside the home at the time saw and heard the shooting. With their help, police quickly located and later arrested their father, who police say pulled the trigger. Court documents show detectives found a gun in the man's car, matching shell casings at the scene.
Violence of any kind is never a solution. It doesn't solve a problem, it doesn't resolve the conflict, and it comes with a lifetime of consequences.
Prosecutors have not yet officially charged the man arrested for the killings, who's sitting in jail here in Marion County, but a protection order filed Christmas Day by Maines alleges months of abuse against her husband. The court filing describes abuse that was sometimes physical, escalating just days before the shooting. Maines wrote that her husband threatened to kill her and himself because she wanted a divorce.
We are seeing an increase of domestic violence here in the city, and it continues to be women.
Daniette Smith leads Indy Champions, which streamlines help to victims and survivors of domestic abuse in Marion County. She says Maines was in a window most dangerous to abuse victims.
We know that leaving a domestic violence situation situation is the most dangerous. But when there's a level of, whether it's marriage or children or pregnancy, it heightens that danger even further.
A danger ending in tragedy for a family now left with grief and questions. On Indy's southeast side, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
The victim of domestic violence. We have a link to resources at the story on WTHR.com.
Tonight, IMPD is sharing some new stats about violence here in our city. The police department says it investigated 133 murders in 2025. That's down from 166 last year and about 100 less than in 2021. IMPD says it's also a nearly 45% decrease over that time. Non-deadly shootings are down 100 incidents from last year at 371. Overall, Indianapolis also saw a decrease in robberies, violent crime, and property crimes in 2025.
We're now learning new details in a deadly shooting on Indy's east side. Court documents now revealing what led up to that shooting. So according to the documents, a child told police they were inside the home on South Village Way when they heard a man and a woman arguing. The child told police they went to the bedroom, and that's when they saw the 41-year-old man shoot 36-year-old Ashley Urell, killing her. Court documents then say the child went to a nearby apartment looking for help. IMPD arrested the suspect after a short chase.
A new twist in the Mark Sanchez stabbing case. His former employer wants to move the civil suit to federal court. Sanchez worked as an analyst for Fox Sports when he allegedly attacked a man in Indianapolis who then stabbed Sanchez. Now, the victim is suing Sanchez along with Fox and the company that owns St. Elmo's. Fox argues that Hughes Culinary was added fraudulently and is the only reason the case is being placed in Indiana. Sanchez is charged with multiple counts of battery.
Tonight, officials in Boone County are holding a town hall to talk about the LEAP project.
And they want to hear from you about the controversial business development project. Our Alex Almanza is there ahead of tonight's meeting with what we can expect. Alex?
Well, the room here at in the west side of Indianapolis at North Wayne Elementary School is empty, but a lot of folks are going to show up here tonight at 6 o'clock to talk about the LEAP Innovation District. Now, the conversation isn't necessarily infrastructure or even just developments. It's centered around water and wastewater management. Now, community advocates and community leaders confirm that wastewater tied to LEAP would fall under the responsibility of Lebanon Utilities, which plans to expand its wastewater treatment plant. And now environmental advocates say the proposed discharge point sits at the north end of a reservoir, an area known for low-flow migratory birds and nearby state nature preserves. But a lot of residents say their frustration isn't about the plan itself, it's about transparency, arguing that decisions of this scale are being made before the public has a real chance to weigh in. And so that's what the community conversation, this town hall here on the west side, is to kind of bring community members together and to talk with elected officials that would kind of be able to answer some of those questions. A lot of residents have been talking about this for months, what this means for not only Boone County, but for Indianapolis. And so you've kind of got these two different communities that are, trying to put the pieces together and really figure out how, they can kind of get the most, information that they have and, what the future of the LEAP district means. Now, right now, like I said, this meeting is going to be pretty packed from what we're hearing, but, we'll bring the latest to you at 11 of the future of the LEAP Innovation District.
A lot of eyes on that for sure. All right, Alex, thanks so much for that live report tonight. We'll look for more at 11. Okay, let's talk Colts. Or let's not. It's been rough, right? They have now lost 6 straight, and they're missing the playoffs for the 5th straight season.
Yeah, this free fall has fans wondering what happens next and really who's to blame in all of this. The Colts fell to the Jaguars at Lucas Oil Stadium yesterday, 23-17, a day after being eliminated from playoff contention. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead midway through the second quarter with a Jonathan Taylor touchdown run. The Jags, however, scored 14 straight to take the lead in the third. The Colts would go on to score again to go up 3, but just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, the team's now 0-3 with Phillip Rivers at quarterback. As for who will start next week, well, Coach Shane Steichen says they're still looking at all the options.
Obviously, bringing Phillip in here to come here and play is what he wanted to do, and he's been playing. And obviously, there's one left, and so those are conversations that we're having with him to see how that goes.
The Colts still have one more game in the regular season. They'll face the Texans Sunday in Houston. Kickoff for that one is at 1 p.m.
Well, hopefully they can get one more win out of this season. Well, Indy Ignite is counting down the days to the new season. Our camera was there to check out the team at the Fishers Event Center ahead of tonight's practice. There's a mix of new and returning players this year and a new coach as well. For many of the players, it's a return home here in Indiana. You may remember the Ignite ended their inaugural season as a runner-up in the Major League Volleyball Championship. They say they expect to be back in that game again this year, saying it's a pretty strong team of players with a new style of play.
2 words, aggressive and fast. That's what she wants, and I love it. I think right now it was very shocking the first 2 weeks. It was hard to learn, but now that we're doing it well, I think it makes a huge difference, and I think we're going to be so good as a team.
The first match of the Indy Ignite 2026 season is coming up January 10th against the newest franchise in Major League Volleyball, the Dallas Pulse. Then the first home opener, that first game, is January 24th. You'll be able to watch that match and 15 others on WTHR+. Just download our free 24/7 streaming app. It's on smart TVs and streaming devices such as Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.
The Pacers are back in action tonight, and they are looking to snap an 8-game losing streak. The Blue and Gold have really struggled this season. In fact, they have the worst record in the entire league at 6-26, so they need a change, right? They're in Houston tonight. They're taking on the Rockets. Tip-off is set at 8 o'clock. And want to let you know, Channel 13 and MeTV will be airing more Pacers games in 2026. You can find a full breakdown of the programming schedule right now at WTHR.com/Pacers. We are just 3 days away from IU taking the field in the Rose Bowl. Still ahead at 5:30, we're hearing from another group of Hoosiers getting ready to showcase their talents in Pasadena. Angela?
Jenny, it's going to be warmer in Pasadena, by the way, near 60 with a little bit of rain. For us, we've got some snow showers on radar and more snow chances.
Plus 2025 saw several politically motivated attacks, why some are now saying it's part of a pretty troubling trend as we look ahead to 2026. But first, we want to let you know we are teaming up with the Red Cross for the Knock Out the Need blood drive. The drive is coming up on January 7th and 8th at the times and locations on your screen. If you'd like to make an appointment to donate, you're just looking for some more information on how to do that, you can head to WTHR.com/knockouttheneed and you'll find all of that information there. We'll be right back.